Hey, this one, hey, though, I was playing somebody in a two-on-two duel, and he was like, "Hey, man, fight honorably. If I'm fighting one-on-one, let me fight." I'm like, "Man, I'm just trying to end this shit." He was like, "Fight." I'm like, "I don't care about this name of the game. Fucking, we got a double team, you know."
Haha. What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Bako99, and right there you heard my boy Sizzle313 talking about something that I see a lot in the game For Honor. And what it is that whether you're looking at reviews on YouTube or just in the game chat, people really love the dual combat system in For Honor. But a lot of complaints I hear is they talk about how it breaks down when you're starting to play certain modes like Dominion or Skirmish, where you get ganked and it's always 1v3 and things like that. Well, today I'm here to break down and give you a tutorial on a real simple way of how to combat when you're outnumbered in For Honor. Now what you're going to see right here is something you're going to see that's pretty common. So after I get done giving this dude the business like I always do in this one-on-one in this team deathmatch, my first thing that I think about and many other players is let me go find my teammate so I could jump in on his fight and end it, because the whole point is not to fight for honor, it's to complete your contract order so you can get extra P and steal so you can upgrade your character.
Dog, what you doing, boy?
I mean, look at it. We straight up jumping this dude, and it's going to happen to you, but I'm going to show you how you defend yourself against attacks like these. Now, as you finna see, I'm getting ready to capture point C, and it starts off when it was fair numbers, but then quickly the tides turn against me and I end up being outnumbered. Well, there's never a reason to panic in these situations, because For Honor has a system built in to combat 2-on-1s and 3-on-1s, with the primary defense tactic being the revenge system. Now the revenge system is a built-in mechanic that gives you a buffer to your attack power and your damage resilience, how much damage you can take. And there's different stats that you can equip that can get you this revenge status much quicker, which we'll go over here in a second. But as you see right now, I'm getting double teamed, so I'm locked onto Nobushi, the character in front, so I'm blocking them, building up my meter. And at the same time, I'm knowing at any moment the other guy's going to attack, and here he comes. So now if I'm blocking two people, now my revenge gets activated. So now it's time to go to work once your revenge gets activated, and then it's up to you and your skills to take advantage of that little time duration while it's active to go ahead and do your damage and fight the guys off of you, and even give you a chance to run if that's the case. But as you can see that I turned the tides and now they run and just let me capture C, because they realized they couldn't take me down with my revenge status. So first things first, let's take a look at my gear. Now the cool thing about For Honor is that it does give you the ability to do different types of build with different type of stats. And like most games, if you want to buff up one stat, it's at the expense of another stat. So you're going to have to make some decisions of how you want to play. And I like to let the mode determine how I want to play. If I'm playing deathmatch duels, 2v2s, then I tend to have a build that helps me out more in those situations, whereas when you play Dominion and Skirmish, where you do get double and triple teamed a lot when you're by yourself, I like to have a build tailored towards that, and that's what this build is. So first, starting from the top left, you see that there is 6 gear pieces that all have 3 individual stats to balance. So let's talk about the first one right there at the top, and that is my arms. So as you see, there's 3 stats. There's block, damage, resistance, revival speed, and stamina. So like I said, with the revenge, the quickest way to get it is blocking and playing defense, and especially on the second and third character who jumps in when you're locked onto your main character you're fighting. So I chose to equip armor that gives me block, damage, resilience. This means that when I block a heavy attack or any attacks, I'm not falling back, stumbling back from the impact. I can just take it and not really flinch with it. So that's important to me, so I can block and then return my attack quicker. And then so when we go to the next one, which is my chest piece, I have block damage. So my block damage is when I swing and then they block me, I still take off a little bit of energy, which I personally like. And then when you go over to my helmet, the right one, top right one, you see that I have exhaustion recovery at the highest. So that means when you're swinging and you're fighting, the last thing you want is to run out of stamina and be tired while you're getting jumped, because at that point there's no way, it's a lost cause. So I like to have my exhaustion recovery up so I can stay out of that fatigue status as much as possible, with my revenge mode duration being the second. Now eventually I want to get that revenge mode duration stat a little bit higher, but right now it's pretty decent as my second stat on my helmet. So then we go down to my guard, and I have a little bit of throw distance, as you can see in the bottom left, but my revenge mode attack is high. So I equip gear that makes that stat high, so when I'm in my revenge, now my attack is increased more than the default decrease that you get for being in a revenge status. And then here's the last two important ones. So with my hilt, I have the revenge gained by defense. Now that's the key. So the more that you're locked on to your player that you're fighting and someone else jumps in, when you block him, that doubles the speed that your revenge status bar fills up. So that, I would say, is one of the most important, is to block, because you have to block when it's 1-on-3 or 2-on-1. You have to block. So the more you block, the quicker your revenge and the quicker you get to that status, so you can actually have a fighting chance to fight back. And then of course with the last one, with my blade gear, I have defense being the best stat, because this is all based around playing defense to then turn your defense into offense.
Yeah, man, I couldn't do that much. I tried to help out a little. This is how look. That's got the samurai. Oh, they jumping Scott. Oh, Scott holding his own now. Look, throw him against. They trying to throw you against the what's the name? It's 4-on-1. Yeah, Scott.
I was fighting them like 20 seconds before you even like switched to me.
That shit, man.
So now let's take a look at this and see how I did this. So as you can see, I'm locked on with the white circle around the character in front, and then the second guy comes in and hits me. So at this point, I'm already knowing, okay, I'm being double teamed. But as my guy up top is running the way that I'm locked on, you see I turn around and block the guy behind me because he's closer. So I know if anyone's going to hit me, it's going to be him. And then I turn back around, and then now she's hitting me, and then he's hitting me again. So at this point, I'm toggling back and forth. And as you see right here, I'm blocking up, but when you're blocking the person behind you, you don't have to guess up, left, or right. And since I was blocking up for my character and the other guy came behind me and hit up, I blocked both of them. And then you saw how my meter filled up so quick. So now I'm in the revenge mode. So at this point, when you hit the revenge and use it as a counter with your timing, the player will fall down like you just saw, and you get a free lick on him. And most of the time I can finish him off with that lick, but on there he had a little bit of energy left, and I still stay locked onto that character because it's easier to block the second guy than the first guy, because you don't have to guess. So all I'm doing is holding the thumbstick towards him, and now I'll block his high, low, left, or right attacks. And that's how you end up doing it and getting your revenge, by blocking multiple people and fighting them off. So that's pretty much how it's done when you're by yourself and you're getting double and triple teamed. So I'm gonna let these other clips play out so you can kind of see different examples of different scenarios of me taking on double and triple teams. And if you like this video and it helped out, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And if not, it's all good, because I'm gonna keep making more For Honor videos. Peace. Oh, I just
What you doing, nigga?
lost to see. This